You guys already know what time it is. I'm super excited because Tiefossi sent me another bullet journal and I cannot wait to unbox it with you guys because this might be the bullet journal that I use for 2025. I also want to make a cute Christmassy holiday themed spread in here, but first, let's do the unboxing. First, there's of course the thank you note from Tiefossi. If I remove the bubble wrap, under here we have, guys, I'm so excited. Look at this journal. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, not only is this absolutely stunning, but they also sent me another one. Oh my goodness. So let's do the surprise journal first that I wasn't actually expecting. This box that it comes in is so pretty, but I am gonna have to cut it off, unfortunately. Open this little cardboard box. And inside here, oh my goodness. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Look at this gorgeous journal. Look at all the gold filigree. It's this beautiful copper brown color. It's vegan leather. Oh my goodness. This is actually the same design on the cover as this journal, which I got in the last unboxing. You can see them side by side. These are both really beautiful, but I like how different they are because the gold on the darker brown shines brighter versus here it's more pushed back and the blue is what shines. So depending on which aesthetic you prefer, you can of course choose your favorite color of journal. But like I said, we already unboxed this one in my last video. This one is just, oh my goodness, absolutely stunning. We have 192 pages in here of the dot grid. At the beginning, there's your nameplate, and of course, there are also in here 2 stunning brown bookmarks and an elastic enclosure to keep everything nice and closed inside. This is stunning. I'm obsessed. I like how I have now the brown and the blue, although I have no clue what I'm going to use them for. But the one that I was waiting on and so excited for is this other brown notebook. You know, this is my favorite color. Oh my goodness, I'm so obsessed. This is also, I think, vegan leather. It's just a slightly different color brown. It's more of a muted brown than a coppery brown, but the designs on this are stunning. I love the blend of like the gold designs on here, but also like the embossed dark brown. Like it's such a beautiful combination. There's something on the back. It's just beautiful vegan leather. And then of course there's the brown strap, pen hole. Opening it up, we have another thank you note. The book belongs to page, and then all of the dot grid pages. There are also 190 pages in this journal. Dot grid is the exact same. Pocket in the back, 2 beautiful brown bookmarks. Can you see how I have such a dilemma here now choosing which journal I want to use for 2025? Like we have this option over here, which is stunning. Then I have this slightly coppery option instead if I wanted to go something a little warmer. Or we have this blue journal that I got, like I said, in the last video. This one's actually a little thicker. It's about 250 pages. Wow, that's super reflective. It's almost blinding. So this one honestly could last me the entire year. Usually I use 2 bullet journals for a year, but I feel like some of these, like 192 may last me almost a full year. I don't think it would last me the full year, but 250 could definitely last me 12 months. So I'm very torn right now as to what I want to use. So comment below out of these 3, either the muted brown, coppery brown, or teal, which one is your favorite? Because I'd be really curious as to which one you think I should use my bullet journal for 2025. But anyway, with that being said, I want to do some journaling. So let's go make a Christmas bullet journal spread. Hello. So it is the next day, but we're gonna make a Christmas spread today, and I'm super excited because on the left I have a holiday gift list. I don't know if you can even read the pencil, but holiday gift list. And then over here we're gonna do a Christmas countdown. I got inspiration for these 2 spreads for these pictures here that I'll put on the screen. So these fabulous creators inspired me, but I'm just gonna start with the line art and we will work from there. I love learning how to draw new things. That's like one of my favorite parts of the bullet journaling process. And so seeing this creator do like paper stars, which number one is super cool because it's like drawing paper things in a paper journal, you know, kind of meta. But also like seeing how to draw these, it's just super fun. Adding something new to my like art arsenal or drawing arsenal. I don't know how you would say that. Like for example, with my June bullet journal theme from earlier this year, I learned how to draw a style of like buildings that I wasn't really familiar with, and also hourglasses and sand and palm trees. And now that I've spent an entire month drawing those things in summer, I now know how to draw those like out of memory, and I can probably just like sketch you one right now because I did it so many times that month. Same thing goes for pretty much any month that I'm drawing something I'm unfamiliar with. I remember a couple years ago when I did my reindeer theme, I like learned how to draw reindeers and studied a bunch of images to, you know, come up with that theme. And I don't know if I could draw a reindeer on the spot right now, but I could definitely draw it better than I would without doing that bullet journal theme. Okay, this is the moment of truth. These circles I traced with pencil, but now I have to like pray that the line art gets close enough to the sketch. Okay, not bad, one down. You know what? I'll count that as a win. They're not perfect circles, but it'll do the job. I'm going over these loops and strings multiple times to make it seem like they don't have to be perfect because it's just like messy string coming down. That's a good way to hide mistakes. If you just add another line on purpose, it makes it look intentional if the first line was a little shaky. And also a technique for drawing these like glass see-through ornaments or like baubles. Oh, that line is not very curved. Is like if you draw a dotted line on parts of the inside, it makes it seem like glass. At least this is what I took from the inspiration pictures. Like they all did this, and they also added a little like highlight because obviously this little glass ornament would be reflective. So I think drawing that first and then drawing the things inside the ornament after, make sure that the ornament itself pops and the stuff inside is very clearly like behind glass. Again, one of those things that you don't really notice, I guess, when you're just like looking at an ornament, but when you're trying to draw it, you like have to focus on these things more. But now that I know this, I can probably draw more ornaments in the future by memory because I focused on like how to draw them now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna pull out my calligraphy pen and write holiday gift guide right here with calligraphy. I'm using a Tombow Fudenosuke in the hard tip because the nib is more stiff, which means that the calligraphy won't be as dramatic as far as the downstrokes being super thick. I always recommend using a hard tip for beginners, but if you have done calligraphy for a while and you want to try using the soft tip, which means that the nib is more flexible, go right ahead. But I still find myself, even after like what, 5 years of doing calligraphy, still just gravitating towards the soft tip. I think it's just my favorite. Let me just erase all this pencil and we can get onto coloring. Okay, so for coloring this in, I'm going to be using this color palette here. I didn't want it to be like too obviously Christmas, so I'm trying to do like muted Christmas with the browns and pinks as well. Let's start with like the pine cone because that one obviously has to be like beige and brown. And also I like just a style of like messy coloring. I don't want everything to be perfect. Like that's a great thing about bullet journaling for me is that it doesn't have to be perfect, although I am a perfectionist, and so a lot of times with my own bullet journal I will kind of strive for perfection. However, in theory, it's not supposed to be, and so I like times whenever I can just have a non-stressful journaling hour. Like right now, this is non-stressful because it's like not in my actual bullet journal. This is just in the Tiefossi bullet journal, which by the way, I am coloring this in the back of the Tiefossi journal because again, I don't know which one I want to use for my actual journal for next year. So I'm just like putting the spread in the back. That way I can use the opening spreads if I need to for whenever the start of the new year comes. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really excited for New Year's content. I'm really hoping that my opening spreads for my bullet journal for the next journal are better than the ones in my most recent bullet journal, because I don't know if you guys have seen, I did like a dark blue setup that was like Cinderella inspired to match my dark blue journal, and unfortunately the alcohol markers, number one, like mixed really weird. I used a weird combination of colors and over time they just like sat, and I don't know, it looks really weird right now. You guys will see that next week. And then also I like never used my opening spreads because I didn't like how the future log and goals planning pages turned out. Like I thought they were kind of ugly. So I never actually used them, which is really unfortunate. So hopefully I can do better ones for the start of the new year. We'll see. Cross your fingers for me. All right, so as far as these appear in all the different paper stars, I kind of want them to be like all sorts of different colors. So I'm just gonna start with the green because I want to avoid putting, oh wait, I forgot to add shadows to this last little sprig. I'm gonna start with the green because I want to avoid putting the green right next to this one. So I'm gonna like avoid these ones right here. So let me do a green, like small one there. I'll do this far one over here. And then I'll probably come down and do like this one can be green down here. And then as far as the dark red, I'll do the same thing because I want them also to be kind of spread out. So I'll probably do a red one. I'll do a red one right here. And then probably I'll do this one. And then pulling out a pink, I'll definitely do this one in pink up here. What I'm striving for here basically, which I mean, I'm not really explaining very well, I'm just kind of yapping, but I'm trying to have an even spread of color across the entire page. So I don't want like this section to be green and this section to be red, you know, which is why I'm doing like one color and doing each section and then pulling out another color and doing each section, rather than doing like the entirety of this side and the entirety of that side. I mean, this spread itself is like pretty small as far as the amount of things I have to color, so it's not really that huge of a deal, but I still want to like make that clear because for like other spreads in my bullet journal, I always do that same technique as well, where I like take one color and put it everywhere to make sure that it's evenly balanced. If I ever have to come back in and pull that same color out again, use it again, that's totally fine. But my goal is that I just don't have too much of one color saturated in a certain area and then leaving the rest empty. I'll use a brown for this last star in here as well, and then probably just yellow for all of these. And I know that this cap looks pink, but this pen is actually yellow. Next, I'm gonna go back in and add a little shadow. So this is the color that I used for the pink. So basically under where the paper folds is where I will add the shadow on these. It's 100% not perfect, but that's totally okay. Just to make the ornaments pop a little bit and also emphasize that they are 3D but see-through, I'm just adding a little bit of very light gray to like the bottom edges, like under where everything is gathered. All right, so I think for now this spread is pretty much done. I really like how light it is. Now I want to come over and do this spread, which is the Christmas countdown. So I'm going to pull out my fine liner again and just get to sketching. I am using a size 02 for this fine liner, which is pretty thin, but it's not super thin. I also have size like 01 and 005, like those are tinier. I thought that I would use 02 because it is dainty, but it still adds a little bit of thickness to the line art. And for something like this, that's very like cartoonish in the way that it's drawn, I like to add a thicker line art because I feel like cartoon style art has thick line art, you know? I'm drawing the little objects that will go on top of all of these like presents and Christmas boxes first because I want them to overlap under the boxes. I mean, some of these are literally just going to be rectangles, so we need a little bit of visual interest, and that's what these little Christmas doodles are for. All right, now I know that I did the calligraphy last on this one, but I'm actually gonna do the calligraphy first over here because I want to make sure that the boxes go around the calligraphy and they're like nice and snug up to the lettering. So it's easier for me to do the lettering first because sometimes I go out of bounds a little bit with the lettering. Like for example, I'm already like going past where I finished drawing in pencil earlier, just a little bit, but it's enough that like I want to do this first. All right, so now I can go in and do all the boxes. I'm gonna try to follow the dot grid whenever I draw these boxes because I mean, it's a dot grid, that's what they're kind of there for, is to make straight lines both horizontally and vertically. So if I can follow it, that would be great. I'm also gonna curve most of these edges just slightly because in real life, boxes are not perfect rectangles. They're gonna have a little bit of curve to them. Since this is a Christmas video, I would love to know in the comments below, what are you guys' Christmas traditions or anything fun they like to do around the Christmas season? For me, we always like to watch movies in my household, so usually every Christmas season we watch It's a Wonderful Life, which is of course classic Christmas movie. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who does this, but we also usually watch The Christmas Story, which is like an old favorite. It's definitely a little racist, but you kind of have to look over that because it was made like what, 40, 50 years ago. And then a new Christmas favorite of mine that I think I may rewatch is The Holdovers, which I actually didn't watch last Christmas. I watched it over the summer, but it's a really sweet, wholesome movie about students who have to stay over at a boarding school during the holiday season because their parents didn't come like get them. But then the people who work at the school, like the cook and the professor who has to stay, like they all create this beautiful bond. It's emotional, but it's like really wholesome. So if you want a new Christmas movie to watch this year, I mean, everyone's talking about it. Did it win an Oscar or something last year? I kind of feel like it maybe won something, but if you haven't seen that movie yet, it's so good. I really do recommend it. Now I'm just adding all the little details to the top of these boxes, and actually this one's an envelope. I'm trying to emulate like either wrapping paper or like ribbon. So this one is like diagonal. It could be ribbon or wrapping paper. These ones are obviously ribbon, kind of closing a Christmas box shut. This one is like the little poofs that you can see on top of presents, you know, in lieu of a bow, they just put like a little sparkly poof on there. And then I'm gonna have a little like gift tag on this one down here. Okay, so finally all the line art is done. I'm just gonna pull up my eraser and start erasing again. Now, you might notice if you, I don't know, wanted to count, that this particular spread only has 25 boxes on it, not 31. I was thinking of multiple ways that you could use this particular spread. Because there's only 25, I'm obviously using it like an advent calendar, so just to count down until Christmas, and then when you color in the last box, it'll be on Christmas. Although that does insinuate that we would color everything slowly, like one box every single day. Now I am gonna color it now all at once because I want it to look pretty for the thumbnail and I want you to know what it would look like at the end. But what you could do is like number every box, you know, and count down till Christmas. Or another option is you could make this a mood tracker for the month of December. You could make this exact spread, but instead of 25 boxes, put 31. And then every day you could color in a box based on your mood of the day. So for example, red could be like bad, or green could be good, or light pink could be good and green could be bad, or you know, etc. I think it could be super cute if you wanted to make this into a mood tracker or anything else. I mean, you can do anything that you can qualify like a good or bad in. You could definitely color in. Like, it doesn't have to be your mood. It could be like your productivity for the day. If you were really busy and productive, then you'd give it like a green. Or if you were not too busy and you kind of felt like you didn't do much that day and you feel bad about it or something, I don't know. And you could do like a red day, which by the way, it's the Christmas season. If you have a day that you don't be very productive, totally okay. I'm just like giving ideas here. You could also do like sleep, quality of sleep. tracker, or how many maybe miles you walked or ran if you're tracking like health, if you're trying to lose weight or something. I don't know. I feel like the way that bullet journals work, you can definitely customize some of these spreads to fit your own needs, no matter what you are trying to track in your own life. So something like this could definitely be a Christmas countdown, or you can 100% make it into something else depending on whatever you want to use in your own bullet journal. Then I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, I like how it's looking, but there's a little bit too much light color. So I'm actually gonna go in with my darker colors again and start adding more contrast back in. I like my pastels a lot, but if there's too much like white space, I feel like this spread has quite a bit of white space, and there's also too much pastel, there's very low contrast. And personally, I like a little bit of contrast. So I wanted to hold back at the beginning, adding a lot of dark colors, but now that, you know, we're further along in the drawing and I can see how it's going, I'm adding back in those dark colors. For once again, say it with me, contrast. I feel like we're missing things. We need more in here. So I'm actually gonna add stripes to this box. Let's go this way. And then this one's gonna be the light green. And then I'm actually gonna make this green box over here darker. Okay, what do y'all think? I think this is looking really good. And I think I want to call it here because I don't want this spread to be too heavy and overwhelm the lightness of this one. So let me just pull out my yellow, which one is it? It's this one. And color in these little sparkles to match the one on the other side. Although it is very faint, it's like hard to see, but it's the thought that counts, okay? And there we go. 2 really fun Christmas spreads that you can make in your own bullet journal. If you end up recreating the spread, let me know. And if you post on Instagram, tag me at the Mango Studio. I would love to see your beautiful creations. This was so much fun to do an unboxing. I absolutely love receiving journals in the mail, and these are just absolutely beautiful options. Like I said earlier, comment down below which of these 2 or maybe even this teal one you think I should use for my bullet journal in 2025. I would love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe as always. I post new videos every single Saturday, and we're gonna have so many fun bullet journaling videos coming up soon going into the new year, so make sure you stick around for that. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing week, and I will see you next Saturday for my bullet journal flip through video.